Hello, this is Brian with King Grizzly. We're looking at another Elementor Pro widget today. My count's a little bit off because Elementor inserted this gallery widget here. But we were on, we're up to price tables. I'm going to make one about galleries next. What is this? I don't know, the 8th widget we've looked at so far. So price tables are interesting because the obvious application for this widget would be something like we have here, which is a restaurant type website, and here we have the price list widgets, right? So pricing out, say, menu items is fairly typical, but I can think of maybe a couple other applications, which I'll get into. So we grabbed this template from Envato Elements. I'll put a link in the description for how that works, but just lots of cool like pre-built templates and things for Elementor, among other resources. So if I click on this price widget, we can see, as with some other Elementor type widgets, we've got a list, so sort of like the icon list widget works. And if we click on the item itself, we can see its options. So I can actually get rid of one of these. So, you know, goodbye red pepper hummus. Like hummus, I don't know, is hummus that good? So it's gone. But if I want to add another one, I can add a blank one here, or I can actually clone one that's there because, well, flatbread's like way better than mushrooms. So we'll have two types of flatbread. We have Greek, and then we'll have like, I don't know, Nordic, right? Because everybody knows lefse is probably the best. So here's flatbread. We can set a price. We can put the title. We can put a description, and we can even put an image. So that allows for a pretty beautiful menu here. And you can even pull in dynamic values. So if you were using, say, custom fields, like using advanced custom fields or pods or what's the other one, tool set, you could actually pull values into this. So you could create like a custom post type where someone maybe is adding you know, a dish or something to a site, and then you can pull these, you know, meta values in and create these really cool lists. So that's one potential way to do this, but I typically use this in a very manual way. So if we go to style, we can see what sort of options exist. Colorizing the title, play around with that. So definitely could do that. Oops. You can control the typography, style it as needed here, of course, across the different screen sizes. So I could set it up for tablet and mobile. We can colorize the description, set the typography on the description, and we can even control the separator. Maybe I don't want dotted, maybe I want solid. Let's see, maybe dashed. You can just decide. I think most of us can agree dotted looks the best. And you can play around with the size there. I'm just in a kind of weird mood today. Set the color. We got snow and it's October, so that's probably messing with me. There we go. And we can even set the spacing. It's pretty straightforward. And then the image itself, you can see here that this has a custom width set and a border radius to create that effect, the rounded effect. If I turn off border radius, that just basically means rounding corners. I could actually zero that out and go back to more of a square, you know, if that were better. Once again, control spacing. I can go to the item, set the gap on the rows. It's a really nice widget. I like this one a lot. We can mess around with alignment. Do we want the how do we want the text aligned, say, compared to the image? Centered, bottom, justified. So that's a quick run through of kind of some of the options that are available. And like I said, you can, you know, go to the different screen sizes and play around with the styling as needed, you know, font size. What I wanted to get to mention was think of ways to use this widget that are a little outside the box. Now you may want to keep in mind, I'm not sure how the markup for this is written, so it may have some schema applied to it in a certain way that, you know, indicates a price list, but you could use this for other things. So like one possible application could be, say, like let's say this is a school. You could have a picture of a professor, and you could have, say, like spinach salad could instead be the name of the class, right? So like history 101, and you could, you know, could maybe be like what building it's in or something like that. Like, I don't know, Nerd Hall, right? And we could style that in a way that we're happy with. So like, and you could have a description for the class. So it's just anywhere where you've got sort of like a thing with a value ascribed to it. So we have, this is food with a price, but it could be like a class with a number, right? It just, so I don't know, just keep this one in mind. I think I've used it once or twice to solve a list need. And sometimes like a list, you don't want a description, right? So maybe I don't need a description. I just need, and maybe I don't even need the picture. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to get rid of these other ones. Maybe I just quickly need a list of classes and where they're located. So we'll duplicate a few of these, right? Go through there. Or maybe it's, instead of where it's at, it's the teacher's name, like, right? So anyway, pretty cool widget. It's useful. It's easy to use. See what you can come up with. Just real quick, let me inspect the markup and just see if it looks like there's anything spectacular going on here. Span. I see a list. I see classes. It's just a list. I don't see any special markup. So yeah, it's just a list. So I think that the search engines will read it as such, and anything that would work in a list could work quite well with this widget. I hope you like that. We'll be moving through the rest of the widgets. Please consider subscribing. We're going to have other Elementor and WordPress content. If you got any ideas for stuff we should hit, just let us know. I'm actually soon going to build an entire website and record that process for those that are interested. All right, take it easy.